This is SportsCenter.
Hi guys, my name is Hope Green. I'm a broadcast journalism major with a minor in sports studies here at Penn State. My goal is to become a sports broadcaster after I graduate, and I owe it to the woman who broke the glass ceiling into what was once a male-dominated industry. Let's meet Jane Chastain.
I'm Jane Chastain. I began at WTVJ in 1969 and worked through 1977.
Jane Chastain was a sports broadcaster, but she wasn't just any sports broadcaster. Chastain was the first national female sports commentator. She began her sports broadcasting career in 1963 when she heard that a local station, WTVJ, was casting for a young girl to play the part of a football coach and make weekly predictions, and that is exactly what she did.
So if you're on an airline and ask the stewardess for a tea, be sure to specify which kind. This is Jane Chastain reporting from the Doral Country Club for Channel 4 Sports.
Now let's meet another female sports pioneer, Phyllis George.
George was Miss America in 1971, and in 1975, she joined the cast of CBS Sports, The NFL Today.
Phyllis George was a reporter and co-host of the CBS Sports pre-show, The NFL Today, becoming one of the first women to hold an on-air position in national televised sports broadcasting. Hannah Storm, an anchor at ESPN's Sports Center, calls Phyllis George a true trailblazer. Phyllis was also inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame from 2020 to 2021.
I hope I broke that glass ceiling for a lot of women. I did for myself. I hope that more women will benefit from what I did.
Now let's meet another female sports pioneer, Gail Gardner.
The Memphis State basketball program has a major change at the top. I'm Gail Gardner. We'll have that story plus a full baseball wrap-up on SportsCenter at 11:30 p.m. Eastern.
Gail Gardner is an American sports broadcaster who worked for both ESPN and NBC Sports from 1987 until 1993. Gardner is considered a pioneer in sports broadcasting since she was the first female sports anchor to appear weekly on a major network. In 1993, Gail became the first woman ever to broadcast play-by-play of a baseball game between the Cincinnati Reds and Colorado Rockies.
Gail Gardner back at our Prudential Update studio in New York. Coming up at 4:30 Eastern Time, we will be bringing you golf.
Now, let's meet Destiny Sanchez. Destiny is a senior at Pennsylvania State University and is a reporter for GoPSU Sports. And because you have been so involved in the industry for a little bit, what would you say your favorite experience is from being in the sports broadcasting world nowadays?
I think where I find my favorite experiences that come out of sports broadcasting is when I find a story that is really impactful and is bigger than sport. This summer, I was at the Cape Cod Baseball League, and it's where the top college baseball players in the nation go to play summer baseball, and they're all MLB scouts are scouting them for the upcoming draft in the next year. And I was able to cover Travis Bazzana all summer. He's going to be in the draft, this upcoming draft in 2024, and he's from Australia. He plays at Oregon State, and he is projected to be the first Australian first-round draft pick in Major League Baseball history. And I sat down with him, and of course, when he talked about his goals, it was to make it to the MLB, but his main purpose and main, calling is to inspire kids in Australia who want to play baseball. And just, I feel that those stories deserve to be shared. It's not always the X's and O's. I think my favorite experiences in sports broadcasting is having the opportunity to highlight those parts of athletics where there's a bigger purpose in playing the sport.
What advice would you give to women that are just trying to get a start in the broadcast journalism industry?
I think that if you want to get started into sports broadcasting is, go out of your comfort zone. You may do something you've never done before. I came to Penn State never being in front of the camera once, and I just had to make that jump, and it was nerve-wracking at first to get in front of the camera. But once you get those practices in, once you get those reps in, you'll start to see results. So I say just go for it.
As someone that was involved in sports growing up, do you ever feel like you're put out of sports because sports are considered a men's game in that stereotype world nowadays?
Yeah, I think that that stereotype is still there in some ways. I think that we're definitely going into the industry at a time that it's getting better. I definitely think that there's things that could be improved, but we're going into the industry at a time where people are looking for women to represent their company or be a part of athletics.
I realize how far women have come in this business, and my goal is to make them proud. I aspire to be like them when it comes to being a woman in sports broadcasting.